the new trading competition of Gate.io with three location have Jagama, the DGMA trading competition went up to 29,860 DGMA. Each gate is currently holding the DGMA trading competition. You join now right now for share over 3,63,636 DGMA rewards price pool. Competition period is from September 25th, 2025, 8 a.m. to October 2nd, 2025, 8 a.m. UTC. Activity 1 exclusive benefit for non-comer, newcomer, and claim up to 360 PGM reward each. Okay, during the event, new users who registers and complete the trading tasks, the can share prize pool of 70,000 DGMA as the fast come fast serve policy, which is actually so good for the newcomers. And the task one is complete your identity. Complete the fast trade of at least 200, and you can for future firm futures trade of at least 500 USD, receive 180 DGMA, and reach a uh, cumulative and spot trading volume of over 1,000, or a cumulative futures trading volume 3,000 to receive additional 180 DGM. Okay, if you complete your fast trade in the spot, you will get a full latest of $200. You will get over $180 DGM. Sorry, not dollar. Okay, if if trading is over 1,000, you will get 180 DGMA additional. It means you will get over 360 DGMA. You can register by this link or futures operation guides. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, race 2 and activity 2 is race 2, the DGMA trading leadership of 25,000 DGMA rewards each during the event. Users who come have no less than 500 DGMA spot trading volume can share over 258,686 DGMA rewards based on their DGMA spot trading volume ranking. Over the fast ranking would be 52 to 25,000 DGMA, and it would be minimum DGMA trading over 40 lakh thousands, and the rewards you will get minimum DGMA trading for fast one. The second rank will be 20,000 DGMA rewards as you come over 30 lakh DGMA for first one trading. Well, and we have 50 lakh DGMA trading, and you will get over 10,000 DGMA as a reward. Equally, who over share 50,000, 4 to 50, and it will be with 1 lakh 70,000, 1 lakh 70,000 DGMA. And then other users who share more than 1 lakh 53,636 based on trading volume and operations, which would be $500. Activity 3, invite friends, enjoy up to 4,500 and referral bonus. Okay, if you invite your friends to this point of mission, so you will get more than 35 DGMA, then you get 6 to 20 friends, you will get 55 DGMA, and then you more than 20, you will get 9 DGMA. So there we have some notifications of notice for the all participants. Okay, that's what is, and then I will show you how to join the project introductions and trading competitions. I will show you everything you wanted. Okay, let's start our notice tab. There is some notice. So all these participants needs to click the join now button. Okay, I will show you how to do it and complete the identity verification. Hopefully you know how to complete your identity verification. If you are using a laptop or you want to, you can click there, either be your show identity, and then you will think their verifications identity. If you have done it, it will be a green signal, and if you didn't, it will be a red. So if you didn't done it, by 1 to 3 minutes for first one. Okay, then come to our notices. Trading volume is equal to buy volume and sell volume. Okay, this is very important. As I said before, that your buy and sell volume is equally same. If you done a 100 buy and sale volume is 200, it would be a trading volume of $300. I hope you would what I had to try to and pay you, hopefully. Let's talk about the third load, which is the total reward is in event 3,63,636 DGMA, which is very good. Rewards will be distributed in 14 working days. If rewards will be distributed in 14 working days, you would understand. And it will be the use of duplicate accounts and any other cheating behavior such as inflation trading volume, bulk registration, fake accounts, self-trading or order matching, which are strictly prohibited. Multiple accounts with the same identity verification information will be treated as the same account, and sub-accounts cannot participate in the activity. Market makers and corporate and institutional accounts, affiliate agents, or the partners' accounts are not eligible for this event to participate in this event. If the users participates in the other activities on the gate or simulations, they will receive the reward from one activity. If you get in a multiple events, you will get only one event rewards. Okay, hopefully you understood this. Then the far if the users activity is okay. I've said this. Then you have come to the seventh. Okay, where any discrepancy arises between the translated versions on the and the original English versions, the English version shall prevail. Wait, hopefully understood. When you are using of the translated of the Git.io's platform, so there, if there will be there is a like case that it is showing like something else, and the English one is showing anything else. So in there will be the English one will be the correct, and the Chinese one will be the fault. Because of this is the translated version, there would be some words like many words is different, and different ideologies every words have. So it is very complicated, and I want to say this is simply that you please cooperate with the English version. Any trading volume, any decision you made, it would should be in English. Don't translate it version to anything sometimes. Okay. Get reserves all the all the rights or to the final explanations, and the event is not affiliated with the FL industry. User in the United Kingdom and restricted location cannot access the services, including the participation in the event or the completion. See the agreements for the further details and restricted location. Do not intend to solicit conduct marketing towards customers in search of locations. I hope future there are so many restricted areas in Getotai where Getotai is not available. So yeah, yeah, careful and fully would understood. And then we have the official platform is there. Okay, there is the please register in the event first. You need to register for event to eligible for the rewards. Quick register. Okay, I am registered, and then we have the timetable how and the event will be closed soon, and there is the activity one, and you can register now, and there is a two as I said, and trade now button, and there is the English community getting it. You can join now button by you hope to win up to $100 first. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, this is the Telegram one. Okay. Okay, so there is a Telegram channel of Gate.io English Exchange. There is a notices, and then more, and Hello everyone, let's start our today's video. Today we will talk about BTC, which is the prime market leader of the engaging market, and the market price of BTC is now 1,07,627 dollars. The price is growing by 18%, 0.18%, and the market so could be affect BTC. The Bitcoin price trajectory faces a mixed bullish catalogs and the bearish risks with the institutional demand and macro shifts likely driving volatility. Institutional ETFs inflows could fuel a supply of squeeze and the regulatory clarify on stablecoins ETFs may boost adoption on technical resistance near 110K. Challenges updates momentum, microstrategic, macroeconomic strategy policy shifts, rates cuts, and USD strength remains pivotal. Institutional demand and supply dynamics. Bitcoin ETFs have absorbed 21,000 plus BTC weekly versus 3,150 new minded coin creating a structural flexibility and corporate buyers link Metaplanet 1.17 billion BTC holdings MicroStrategies 5,97,325 BTC Treasury amplify this trend, and however, ETFs flows showed their faster quarterly and decline in the quarter one 2025 minus 23% of the potential signaling demands falling. FBTC faces immediate resistance at 1,10,567 USD. 61 USD June 60, 2025. A break with a break trading in Fibonacci existence at 1,13,900 to 1,18,147 and supports lies 1,04,423 50% of reactivants and the well sections. The RSI is building over 10,576 UTC and moreover is the BTC faces immediate resistance at 1,10,561 June 30 swing high with a break above the targeting Fibonacci existence at 1,13,900 to 1,18,147. Support lies at 1,04,423 dollar 50% replacement level. The RSI 14 to 59 suggested a mutual momentum, but the MACD Instagram 312 plus 312 shows bullish disadvantage and a weekly close below 100K with trigger liquidations toward 96,000K. Macro regulatory catalyst speeds policy market implied audits and September rates cards rose to 68% after Germany's 2% implementation fins daily market highlights regulations Japan's processed Bitcoin ETFs approval and tax cuts concepts with the SEC lawsuit against the Coinbase worth staking services creating mixed contributions analysis and risks Bitcoin faith into things on the ETFs inflow suggesting sustaining against the macroeconomic and ratings and doings and regulatory pivots while the technicals and institutional accumulation favor a push of 170K for improved or analyst traders should monitor the 100K support and derivatives offense interest 762 billion for volatility signals. What macro indicators could most accelerate Bitcoin next breakout? BTC Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency originally described in a 2008 white paper with by a people or group of using the allies of Satoshi Nakamoto. It was launched soon after in 2009. Nakamoto Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer online cryptocurrency, meaning that all the transactions happening directly between equal and independent payments, online payments directly to one party to another party through a middleman. This is a weighing service for the BTC. The service Bitcoin is going on and the price of BTC is growing now. This is good for the market and we can see um, there are so many coins available, but BTC remains at the first of the BTC overall market as energetic market. The price of BTC is now 1,07,532. Peer-to-peer meaning that all the transactions happen directly. Google and independent network participates without the need for any intermediary to permit or aggregate them. Bitcoin was created after, according to Nakamoto's own word, to allow online payments to be sent directly from the party to another party without going to a financial institution. The price of BTC is now going in decline, 1,07,530, 465. And the some concepts for the similar type of decentralized economic electronic yet cryptocurrency predicates BTC, but BTC holds that its tradition, bringing the first ever cryptocurrency to come and actual use. The Bitcoin originally inventor is known under a pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto as of 2021 through identity of the person or the organization that is remained behind it. The allies remain unknown. In 2008, October 31, Nakamoto's published Bitcoin's white paper, which is described in a nodal form of peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. Online currency could be implemented and they were supposed to be used a decentralized legal of transactions packaged by them in batches called blocks and the such secured by the cryptographic algorithms. The whole system it will later tapped in blockchain. That's 2 months later on June 23, 2009, Nakamoto was finded fast Bitcoin first block from the Bitcoin network. That is what is going on. The Bitcoin is just 2 months later, so in January 2009, Nakamoto minted the first blockchain from the Bitcoin network known after the Synergies block. The two is the launching of the world's most cryptocurrency could do with Bitcoin price no, zero when while he won fast institutions and most bitcoins are obtained via mining, which only requires moderately powerful devices. PCs mining success. The first known Bitcoin commercial transactions occurred on May 22, 2010, where Nigrama Laszlo Hendricks traded over 10,000 BTCs for two pizzas at the Bitcoin price today in mid-September 2021. Those pizzas would be more than ostentation in 478 million. This event is known as a Bitcoin Pizza Day. In July 2010, Bitcoin price started trading with the price ranging from the 0.008 to 0.08 at the time. However, Will Nakamoto was the original inventor of the Bitcoin as well as the author of the Bitcoin. The same person simulation he handed the control key largely to the actual of the code repository to the Kevin Anderson, who later became the developer of the Bitcoin Foundation. Over the years, large number of the people have contributed the improving cryptocurrency software by patching vulnerabilities and adding new features. Bitcoin source code repository on GitHub lists more than 750 Bitcoin contributors, with the some of the key ones is Vladimir G. Vanderland, Marco Felke, Peter Billy, Gavin Anderson, Jonas Scalini, and others. Bitcoin price is unique. So much there is going on. The price is going on. 4,7,531. The Bitcoin most unique advantage comes from the fact that it is the first cryptocurrency to appear on the market. It has managed to create a global community and give birth an entirely new industry of the millions of the enthusiasts who create, invest, and in trade and use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in their daily lives, everyday lives. The emergence of the crypto first cryptocurrency was created on constructional and technological basis, and subsequently inspired the development of the thousands of the competing projects. The entire cryptocurrency market now more than 2 trillion is based on idea realized by Bitcoin money that can be sent and received by anyone anywhere in the world without reliance or trusted intermediaries such as banks and the financial services companies. Thanks to its pioneering nature, BTC remains at the top of the this energetic market after over decades of existence. Even after Bitcoin has lost its undisputed dominance, it remains the largest cryptocurrency with a market capitalization of that surpassed the 1 trillion mark in 2021 after Bitcoin price hit an all-time high at an all-time high of 64,863 on June 14, 2021. This is going in the large part of growing institutional interest in the Bitcoin and the evolutions of the platforms and provide use cases of BTC for BTC wallet exchange payment services, other games and the modes. And the Bitcoin total supply is limited by its software and never exist over 21 million coins. New coins are created during the process known as mining, and as transactions are relayed across the network, they get picked up by miners and packaged into blocks, and which are instant protected by the complex cryptographic calculations as compensations for the spending their computational resources. The miners receive the rewards and every blocks that is successfully added to the blockchain. At the moment the Bitcoin launch, the reward was 50 Bitcoin per block, and the number of health after within 21 2 lakh 10,000 new blocks mined, which takes roughly 4 years as of 2020. The block reward has been held three times and comprised 6.25 bitcoins. Bitcoin has been fermented, and meaning that no hasn't been free-minded. That no minded no Bitcoin have been freeminted before the it comes to and public and distributed between the founders before it comes to the public. And however, during the first few years of the transaction slow and going on, there is something where it's going. The Satoshi Nakamoto alone is believed to own over a million of Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoins can be very profitable for miners, and depending on the current hash rate of the price of Bitcoin, which will the process of mining Bitcoin is takes complex, and will discuss how long it takes to mine one Bitcoin is the best understood as how long it takes to mine one block as of obsessed to Bitcoin as of mid to September 2021. The Bitcoin price mining price reward is capped over to 6.25 BTC after the 2020 halving, which is wrongly 21 2 lakh 99,200 in the BTC price today. BTC price today. Bitcoin is regarded with the SHA-256 algorithm, which is belongs to the SHA-2 family, and the hashing algorithms, which is also used by its fork BTC Cash and BTH, as well as several other cryptocurrencies. What is the Bitcoin rule as a store of value? The Bitcoin is a fast decentralized peer-to-peer digital currency, and now one of its most cryptocurrency is most important functions that it is used as a decentralized store of value. In other words, it provides the unjust uses and the decentralized store of value. In the other words, it provides ownership rights as a store of value and functions has been debated, and many crypto enthusiasts and economists believe that high scale adoption of the new crypto will be lead us to an idea in the financial world. However, transactions amounts will be denominated in similar smaller units. The smallest units of Bitcoin is 0.0000001 BTC is called as Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi's in short, it states in short in a node of self-pseudonymous keyed set which specifies now one Satoshi is equivalent to wrongly 0.00048 dollar. The crypto that of crypto is considered as a store of value like gold, and for many rather than a currency is this idea of the crypto first cryptocurrency as a store of value instead of the Flaman's method means that many people buy the crypto and holds on to it a long time and HODL rather than spending it on the items like you would typically spend a dollar and trading it as a digital gold asset and the force and the hard fork is radical change to the protocol that makes previously invalid rocks transactions valid and therefore requires all users to upgrade. For the example, if users A and B is disagreeing on whether an incoming transaction is valid, a password could make the transaction valid to user A and B, not for user C. A hashfork protocol upgrades that is not a backwards compatible. This means that every node's computer connected to the Bitcoin network and using a client that performs the task of the validating the frontline transactions needs to upgrade before the new blockchain and with the Hashfork activities activates the rejects any blocked transactions from the old blockchain. The old blockchain will continue to exist and will continue to accept transaction although it may be incompatible with other newer Bitcoin wallets clients. A soft fork is a change of Bitcoin protocol wherein only previously valid stocks and blocks transactions are made invalid. Since old nodes will recognize and old blocks as a valid, new blocks as valid, a soft fork is backward compatible, and this kind of fork requires only a majority of the miners upgrading to enforce the new rules. The sum of examples implemented cryptocurrencies that have undergone hard forks are following Bitcoin's hard fork and resulted in the Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum hard fork is that resulted in the Ethereum Classic. Bitcoin Clash have been hard forked in its original forking with the creation of Bitcoin SB and more on read more about the difference between the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SB here. Terraform is the Terraform software Terraform bundles and the Terraform BRP 340, 342 and improves stability. The stability the marketalized to measure the infrastructure institutions and the marketalized abstracts a tree must and the sender signature must introduce a condition allowing the sender and the recipient of the transaction is sign off or settled together. A scanner signature allows users to engage several signatures onto one for a single transactions and this results in multiple signature and transactions looking like same as regular transactions or the complex one, more complex one by introducing this new addresses types. Users can use also new transaction fees as of the complex transactions look like simple and signal signature ones. Although HODLers will probably not notice a big impact. Efforts could become a key milestone to equivalence the network with a smart contract and functionality in particular external signature which will the foundation for more complex but its obligations to be built and on the top of the exciting blockchains as new users to start switching to the Terraform addresses primarily. It adopts more users by Terraform could it run by this and Terraform could it in the long run result in the network developing its own DeFi ecosystem, and that reveals those on alternative blockchains and like Ethereum. The Lightning Network. What is the Lightning Network? The Lightning Network is an on-chain, off-chain layered payment protocol that operates beneficial bidirectional payment channels, which allows infrastructures and institutions and payments transfers, instance and recognition. It enables private, high volume, and trustless transactions between the two parties, and Lightning Network scales transactions capability without incurring the most of the process with the transactions and the inversions of the undergoing blockchain. And a few years ago, the idea of the publicly traded company might hold Bitcoin on its brilliance. It seems highly laughable in the flagships. Bitcoin now it's seems like highly laughable, but the flagship cryptocurrency was considered to be too brutalized to be adopted by the many serious businesses. Many top investors, including Warren Buffett, and labels as the assist of the bundle, waiting for the top to pop. This negative statement appears to have been broken, and with a number of corporate enthusiasts and buying the of cryptocurrency in since 2020. In particular, business intelligence firm MicroStrategy says to face after it's brought 425 million BTC million worth of BTC in August 2000 September August and September 2020. Since then, many others followed suit and including EV manufacturer Tesla, including EV manufacturer Tesla. MicroStrategy has by far the largest Bitcoin portfolio held by any publicly traded e-company. The business analysis performs as cryptocurrency through to and has adopted Bitcoin as its primary reserve assist and aggressively buying. The company has 29,699 million BTC in its reserves, equivalent of just over 2.5 billion. Other cryptocurrency holders include Marathon Digital Holdings with 10,054 BTC, Coinbase 90,000, Square Industries 8,027, and Hachich Mining Corporation 7,078 BTC. Bitcoin is becoming more political by day, particularly by after the El Salvador begins accepting the currency as legal status. The cryptocurrency residents Naif Bukele announced the implemented the decisions almost unlimitedly, dismissing criticisms from its criticisms and the citizens. The Bank of England, the IMF, Vitalik Buterin and many others. Since the Bitcoin legal tender laws was passed in September 2021, Vitalik Bukele has also announced plans to build a Bitcoin city, a city fully based on mining Bitcoin and both geothermal energy from the volcanoes and continuous countries like Mexico, Russia, and others have been around rumored to be candidates also to accept GTC as its legal trader, but thus far El Salvador stands over along one of the flip side of the countries like China have moved to heavily clamped down and Bitcoin mining and the trading activities in the May 2021. The Chinese government is declared all cryptocurrency related transactions are illegal, and this would be followed by the heavily crackdown in the BTC mining operations, forcing many cryptocurrency-related business in inflow into familiar regions. Surprisingly, the anti-crypto stance of the stance movement has done little. I stopped the industry, according to the data by the University of the Cambridge, and China is now second biggest contributor to Bitcoin's global hash rate, and the only behind the United States, US. The current CUBI polarizations of the Bitcoin is constantly moving, and all the everyday the truly global assets from the smart start to 100 cents per coin BTC risen over thousands percent, and the numbers you see above like 7,460 to 42 else, which is decreasing by 0.002% in per minute, over reaching anyone understanding how much will be changed by the minute. However, in the here there are many times to different conscious and the exchanges shows different prices, and understanding how much BTC is will be function in the persons adoptions and locations. The BTC in many regards almost synonymous that cryptocurrency, which means that you can buy BTC in totality and virtually every crypto exchange, but that for flat money and other cryptocurrencies, some of them main markets where BTC trading is available. Git.io, Binance, Coinbase Pro, OKEX, and Kraken, and Global Bitfinex. And if you are also a new crypto, you can use Git.io for official educational portal, and the BTC releases phases. You can explore the blockchain data for BTC. Visit from the blog explorer once by Bitcoin, and you can follow the download the Get.io mobile app, and want to convert BTC price today to you describes that currency. Check out Get.io exchange rate calculator, the energy conversion and energy consumptions of the BTC over the past few decades. Consumers have become more conscious about the energy consumption and the personal effects on the climate change. About the BTC, when stories have started sharing and regarding the possible negative effects of the Bitcoin's energy consumption. Many becomes concerned about market Bitcoin is criticized. These energy uses a report found that each Bitcoin transaction takes over 1,173 kilowatts per hours of the electricity, which can be power and typically American home for 6 weeks. And another report calculates that energy required by Bitcoin annually is more than annual hourly of Finland and a proportion of China. This is a country with a population over 5.5 million. The news has been produced me competitively from the age and generations and entrepreneurs to the environment and the activities in the political leaders, like in May 2021, and Tesla CEO Elon Musk just that Tesla would no longer accept cryptocurrency by payments as payment due to concern about the regarding its the environment and the fortunes. And through this, many of these individuals have condemned condemn this issue on move on. Some have promoted solutions now, how to do make Bitcoin more energy efficient. There have been simply taken defensive at this present, and the position is stating that BTC power problem may be exaggerated. At present, the winners are heavily related and renewable energy sources. Estimates estimates and suggesting that Bitcoin's uses over renewable its energy may spawn anywhere in from the 40 to 75%. However, on in this point, CTCS claims that increasing Bitcoin's renewable and energy uses will take away from the solar sources and powering other sectors and institutional like hospitals, factories, and homes and others. Bitcoin miners communicate will also checks that we expansion of the mining can be helpful to the construction of the new solar and the mine farms on the future and the future. Furthermore, some who defended Bitcoin argue that the gold and banking sector are individually customer twice the amount of the energy of the Bitcoin, making the decision Bitcoin's energy consumption a non-starter, and moreover, the energy consumption of the Bitcoin can easily be tracked, which is also can be solid and said. And more of the other two sectors, those who defend Bitcoins also note that the complex validations process of the creates and a more secure transactions ecosystem, which justifies the energy of these uses over and other points of the Bitcoins fragments and the components makes its make is that is energy uses required by the Bitcoin is all inclusive such as its economies and the process of creating, securing, and issuing using the transporting Bitcoin, whereas with the other financial sectors, this is also not the case. For example, when calculating is the carbon footprint of the payments processing like systems and visa, they fall and calculate the energy required to the print money power ATMs and smartphones, bank branches and the security vehicles, among all the other same components in the other payments processing the Bitcoin banking chain is that's exactly our governments and non-profits during the reduced Bitcoin energy consumption earlier this year. The USA congressional hearing was held on the topic where politicians teach figures and discussed about the other crypto mining uses scalability and the scalability, highlighting their concerns regarding the fossil fuel and consumption. And the leaders also discussed about the current debate, surroundings and the coil to crypto and specifically regarding to the number of coil plants in the New York and the festivals in that are in the process and the bringing surplus waste and into the mining farms and the upside of the farm conservations and hearings. There are propriets and factors of crypto and there are private sectors crypto and many more. There are benefits around climate factors and the cost and purpose of failing to limit all the greenhouse gas and accumulations in 2040 and due to the involvement of the political of the Bitcoin, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, it is responsible to believe that such as grand plans may be achieved. Bitcoin is groundbreaking digital payment and the system that leads people and that people directly to the each other without without any each other, without any needs for any banks or middlemen. Thinks it is a digital cash and works over the internet, but the special security features that prevent people to come from copying double spending money, and it solves the major problems like in digital payments, creating a secure, decentralized way to track the transactions so that everyone can trust. Since its launch 2009, Bitcoin has grown into global financial ecosystem phenomenon with a million of users of WorldSphere institutional adoption. Imagine a giant digital ledger that everyone can see, but no one can person control that. Basically, that what is Bitcoin is, and when you can send Bitcoin so to someone that transaction gets broadcast to a new network of the computers around the world, and these computers called miners. Work together to verify fund transactions and group them into blocks. and kind of like phases in the giant ledger to make sure everyone agrees to on which transactions is going on there. There are many transactions and users think it will be really hard math puzzle for the computers and to make so everyone agrees to the which one transactions happen when Bitcoin uses sometimes called proof of work and think of it all really hard math puzzles and computers and many more and all of to have to solve and the first computer to solve the puzzle gets assumed the next block and the transactions of the to the chain and receive some new Bitcoin as a reward. This system makes the extremely difficult for the anyone to cheat and the exchange of fast transactions and because they would like to have to radio all those puzzles and convince everyone to accept the variation of the events and the beauty of the Bitcoin design that is doesn't require task in the every single person for the organization and instead it relies on the mathematics and cryptography. The fact that it's more profitable for the participants of the play to by the to play by the rules with them and then to try to cheat the ecosystem and the Bitcoin economic system is designed to work like a digital gold, just like there's a limited amount of the gold in the world. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. 21 million Bitcoin. New Bitcoin are created through mining when computers solve those complex puzzles and to verify transactions they are rewarded newly created bitcoins and the reward has started with 50 million per blocks and gets cut half in the about every 4 years to what's called halving. Currently miners receive 3.15125 bitcoin for each block they added to the chain and with the next halving the expected in 2028, which will reduce their price to 1.15625 BTC. This decreasing supply schedule makes Bitcoin naturally resistant to inflation and unlike traditional money can be money that can be printed and governance it at will. And there, when people like transactions, they can also include some fees and small fees and that go to the miners. Sees fees helps incentive to the miners to keep processing transactions even as the block rewards get smaller over time. As of early 2025, almost 20 million BTC has already have been minded. That is final Bitcoin expected to be minded around the year 2021. 2140 roadmap Bitcoin development follows a careful, consecutive, and Bitcoin approach focused on the maintaining security and stability. Unlike many other crypto projects, Bitcoin doesn't have a formal roadmap or a single team controlling its development instead of improvements and proposed and discussed and implemented through a community-driven process. Bitcoin measure objects and regards board reconciliations and among users, miners, and others developers to be adopted and current development efforts. Focus on the improving Bitcoin stability through the fair solutions and like the Lightning Network, which allows for the faster and cheaper transactions and enhancing privacy and using security features. Recent implements and include Team Center report and approach and the major upgrades implemented in 2021. The improvements privacy, smart context, functionality and the community is also working on the various layer 2 solutions and side chains to enhance Bitcoin utility while maintaining its core principles of security and decentralization. Bitcoin was created by someone using a pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, who published the Bitcoin white paper in 2008. The launch and launches in the network in the 2009. Satoshi Nakamoto truly identified remains the unknown and was stepped away from the project in 2010, and only today to be maintained over Bitcoin maintained today maintained by a global community of developers who contribute to its open source code. The no signal first an organization controls Bitcoin. Its developments and operations is truly decentralized, which is a key sector and key feature for the Bitcoin. It makes resistance of the control or the manipulations by the signal entity. The development community has grown significantly since Bitcoin interceptions with the numerous contributors working on its various steps of the protocol from the core developments of the layer 2 solutions. Bitcoin introduces over a revolutionary peer-to-peer electronic cash system and eliminates the need for any financial intermediaries. The from system uses few paperwork and continuous consistence of cryptographic technologies to prevent trouble spending while maintaining decentralization and groundbreaking innovations and enables translation digital transactions and establish the foundations of modern cryptocurrency, which since its inceptions and 2009, Bitcoin has grown into a trillion-dollar asset and class and demonstrating the volatility of decentralized digital currency. Bitcoin OS core technology revolves around the decentralized network and architecture that solves to double spending problem through an innovative, conscious, and new mechanism. The system employs of proof of work algorithm where nodes miners complete the solve of the complex mathematicals and puzzles with successful solutions, allowing them to add the new blockchain in the chain, and the blockchain itself functions as well as distributed time-lapse and server where each block contains a hash of the previous block, and cheating in the immutable chains of the records. The structure ensures the modify of historical transactions would later require redoing the proof of a stake, proof of work, or the all subsequent blocks, making the it simple makes computationally implementations for the attackers and transaction verifications occurs through a network of the nodes that only maintain the copies of the blockchain and transaction in broadcast nodes collect this into blocks and work and finding proof of work and solutions once found it and the blockchain broadcast and all nodes which verify validity of the transaction all transactions, and before accepting it the ecosystem implements a workable and tree structure for the effective storage and verifications, and this allows a significant payment execution verification SPV, or where users can verify transactions without running a full node by only keeping block headers and relative mark ventures, and the network security will maintain through the economic incentives and the game theory, and as long as the longest nodes of the control of the majority of the computing power, they will generate all the larger longest chain, and the outface of the attacker attempting to modify transaction history, and the probability of the successful attack decreases exponentially with each new blocks, and each new blocks and the edit in the into the chain, and the privacy is maintained through the pseudonymous primitive where public keys and reserved as a pseudonymous identities, while the all transactions are public, then the links between the transactions and a real-time world in relations and remains obscured, and the users can further enhance privacy by using new key pairs for the each transaction. Recent technological improvements and introduce gated witness and SegWit implementations, which has increased block capacity and enabled secure second layer solutions like Lightning Network for the faster and cheaper transactions. Bitcoin's economics model is designed to create deflectionary, and supply schedule and new blocks and created through the block rewards, which is reserves as an initiative for the miners of the secure of the network. The initial block reward was sent by 50 BTC, with the program by helping over 210,000 blocks and approximately taking 4 years, every 4 years. This ecosystem has strategic reductions of the supply creates a maximum of cap of 21 million BTC, and making its intensity and deflectionary as of early 2025 close of to the 20 million bitcoins have been mined at the current block token rewards, and the 3.125 BTC transaction fees provide an additional economics and initiative for the miners. The as of block rewards decrease over the system is designed initial transactions and towards a fee-based initiative model where a transaction's output value is less than in this, and its inflow value indifference becomes a transaction fees added to the block reward. The proof of work system ties the security of the network of the real world resources, computing power and electricity. This creates a traditional direct calculations of the between network and security ecosystem economic investment, making it costly and attract for the attract the system. The initiative structure encourages miners to act honestly, as the potential of the rewards from the miners can renew coins illegitimately, typically accessed by the maintain new security and stability, benefit the element economic interest, and the helps maintain new security and stability when value can be combined displayed within the transaction through the multiple inputs and outputs, allowing the for the efficiency and the transfer of the varying amounts. This flexibility enables careful practical everyday the user will the everyone and will maintaining the ecosystem security for activities, and the emergence of the institutional adoption and Bitcoin-based financial products, and has added to the dimensions and the to Bitcoin's economics model, will the maintaining its core principles and the limited supply and the decentralized issuance roadmaps. The Bitcoin development follows a conservative security force as approach, progressing prioritizing digital network scalability and decentralization. The system was designed to operate with the minimal changes to gates the core protocol, with the improvements and implemented through the soft scopes where necessary keys, technical changes and addresses in the roadmap, and they include key technical challenges addressing in the roadmap, including scaling transaction capability and improving privacy features and maintaining decentralizations as the network grows, and receive recent developments includes the Terraform upgrades, which is enhance privacy and some new smart contracts capabilities. The outcome transactions from the mining rewards two transactions fees as the primary as the primary initiative incentive mechanism is a crucial long-term consideration as this is designed to maintain network and security as the blockchain reward diminishes and the future developments focus on second layer solutions for the improved scalability and traditional functionality while the maintaining of the core protocol security and decentralization. Um, Prohibiting from properties and the lightning network has emerges as a primary scaling solutions and enabling instant low cost transactions. The system ability and to increasing hardware capabilities to build into a protocol through the difficulty adjustments ensuring consistent block times regardless to the total network hash power and the current developments for new priorities and the include enhancing network reliance and improving wallet functionality and expanding lightning network capabilities will reserving Bitcoin the fundamental and value of preposition and proposition, sorry. Bitcoin was created as Satoshi Nakamoto. Those who identify remains unknown as of such pseudonymous nature. Bitcoin creators aligns with the project's decentralized policy photography and following the Nakamoto's departure, Bitcoin developments has been maintained as a global community and developers, researchers and contributors projects open source and nature allows to transparency via to review community driving development and ensuring and to signal utility and controls to its evolutions and the decentralized development to the model has been crucial to the Bitcoin as long as the team sustainability and security and today's Bitcoin development is supported by the various organizations and individuals according to the Bitcoin core developer research and investors and corporate contributors all working within an open source framework established in the original white paper. Given the Stable and Johnson Law, Bitcoin core contributor Daniel Fulcations, the Bitcoin core developer Jao Barsova, Bitcoin core developer, co-founder in co-founder of Bitso, Pavlo Castellino, Byron Bishop, Bitcoin core developer contributor. Overview, Bitcoin introduces Bitcoin utility and thank you all for joining the live stream, and we have talked about the project and the whole confession. So thank you for joining the live stream. Hopefully you all enjoyed the live